Robert. I am Banking Bro Rob, and of course the Cash Value King. I'm here with Shaquante. So originally, just to give you a little bit of an insight of how this, how this relationship conjured is, Shaquante is from the Better Investment Academy, and so at Better Investments we do trading, investing, and banking. So we want to learn how to make money, grow money, and then of course keep our money. And the banking aspect of that is what we're going to dive into today and talk about. All right, so Shaquante, what got you started with Infinite Banking? What made you want to, be a part of, becoming your own bank and the Infinite Banking concept? What was interesting about it?
Well, basically, we talk about all the time is recapturing our own wealth.
Yeah.
So pretty much using someone else's money to make you money, or using your own money, not using your money, basically saving your money and letting your money compound interest build, while you use
someone else's.
While you using someone else's
Okay,
money.
cool, yeah. So I guess I would say is, up to this point in your life, how have you made transactions? So it's three ways. I'm gonna give you a little bit of a hint with that.
Okay.
So we use cash, we swipe a credit card, or we take a loan from the bank.
Right.
So if you're watching this at home, I know that you're familiar with these three ways, and so I'm going to ask, both the audience, and I guess we'll start with Shaquante, is
Right.
how has those three ways worked for you inside of your financial life up to this point?
Well, I mean, if I'm going off basically what you just said, I'm losing money. All three ways, I'm losing money. Even if it's a credit card.
Okay, so let's start. Yeah, okay, cool. No, go ahead. Let's start with credit card. Okay.
Even if it's a credit card, that's someone else's money. But as soon as I swipe that credit card, I have to pay back. I have to pay that money back using my own money.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I'm losing money.
And you pay back a little bit more too, right?
And interest.
Okay, cool. Taking a loan from the bank.
Pretty much the same thing. Is using someone else's money. But once I take a loan is probably even worse, because once you take a loan, you get money, but you owe money already, and once you use that loan is gone, so you can't recoup that money that you used, and you still owe somebody probably $500 a month plus interest every month.
Yeah, so I know. I have a car note. Right, so I think a lot of us do, right? So if you actually log on and look at the statement, you'll see that the majority of what you pay is interest, especially inside the first 2 to 3 years.
Right.
You're not actually paying on your car, so I can attest to that. But I have a different way that I pay for my car note, so we'll dive a little bit into that. So what about cash? If I give you some cash now and you go and spend it, there's your fake 100.
Right.
Okay, so I give you some cash now and you spend it. What's the problem with spending cash? Everybody talks about spending cash, paying with cash. Whether it's a old gangster movie or Dave Ramsey, you've heard it. Spend cash, buy it with cash. Don't get a car note. Don't pay interest. So what's the problem with using cash? Your cash.
I mean, once you use your cash, it's gone.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can't get that money back. So that's a problem. That's a problem to me. So once you use your cash, it's gone. You can't get your money back.
Okay, so you're saying that what I should do is put my money into a vehicle or a place where it can grow for me,
Right.
and I can leverage someone else's money.
Right. That's the best way to do it.
Okay, cool. So let's dive into that a little bit. I guess what we'll do is we'll use a 3-cup setup and we'll fund our system a little bit. And even before we go there, I want to talk about a little bit of why I got into Infinite Banking, because it interests me with some of the things that you said. So you were talking about recapturing your wealth.
Right.
You know me, you know my background, and we've known each other for a long time. So why I got into it, before the Banking Bro stuff, right? So why I got into Infinite Banking, I would say for myself, if you don't mind, can I get my 100 back?
No, my gosh.
Yeah, man, I don't want you.
My
I don't want
bad,
you.
my guy.
You can't leave the studio with it.
My bad, my guy.
So diving into it a little bit is why I became a banking bro, and even before being a banking bro, why I got into Infinite Banking. So kind of like what Shaquante was already saying, being able to recapture your wealth, to save and spend at the exact same time, that's what interests me the most. So being a part of the financial space, I've always heard of things like this. So Tony Robbins, Robert Kiyosaki, even Donald Trump, if you read some of his books, they talk about a similar concept. And I believe now, doing Infinite Banking, that this is exactly what they were talking about. Caleb Gillians, inside of his book, The And Asset, he talks about this directly. And so a lot of mentors and financial gurus have mentioned something like this over the times, but they have not mentioned it in specific. And it makes most sense to me now than ever because infinite banking is a concept.
Right.
So a lot of people like to know when they say, well, why didn't I already know about this? How come I just found out about it? Whole life insurance is something that's really, really simple. It's, it's always been around.
Right.
Why am I just now doing it? Why do I not already know about infinite banking? And so that was something that I had to question myself on as well. And I always thought it was, I chalked it up to, well, it's secrets of the wealthy. It's something that wealthy people know that we just don't know. And then it made more sense to me as I got into it. Infinite banking is not a known concept inside the insurance industry, is what I would say. So I've talked to a lot of agents on the phone, being in what we do, and they actually have no idea. And so we try to tell people this all the time, kind of like a little bit of a forewarning that it's not something that you just get over the counter. So it's not Tylenol, it's amoxicillin. Right? You have to go, it's a prescribed drug. Yeah, you got to go to the doctor first. And so we are those doctors. We are the insurance engineers. That's my guy Keith, he has that handle. We want to be able to design these policies for banking because it's not just a regular whole life policy. And so why I got into infinite banking is, for one, I knew that there was something that people were doing that worked that, poor people, I hate to say it that way, but we just don't understand that. And at the time I didn't understand that. So Warren Buffett has a quote that says, if poor people would do what rich people do, they wouldn't be poor anymore. Well, here's the thing. I had to figure that out. I had to understand. I was already investing into stocks, cryptocurrency. I remember we buying Bitcoin at $3,000. Crazy times. So yeah, it's we got to see the markets do a lot of great things. They're down right now, but more opportunity, better investments. That's what we do. And so just seeing the rise and fall of different things like that, and realizing that my capital was tied up, I had to come up with a different way to, like you said, use someone else's money and still be able to save my money. So that's what attracted me to infinite banking. That's why I got into it. And then as I started to learn more about it, I read the book. It's called The Money Multiplier, Mapping Out the Millionaire Mystery, by one of my favorites, Brent Kessler. So I would deem him my overall mentor that actually got me into infinite banking. Brent helped me start my first policy. And so now I am a banking bro at the Money Multiplier. And so what we do is, of course, now I'm being able to help other people get started and help them design their policies for banking.